The 6 F's of the stress response. We're all familiar with the two-part systematic response to threats, which is really just our response to stress and fear. There are many more responses than just fighting or taking flight, so let's go over those now. Fight is generally our most innate response. When we feel threatened, when we're inspired, even if only for a moment, to fight back and do something. Many people are caught off guard by their strong desire to fight. They take action they wouldn't expect themselves to take. Sometimes we fight by actually physically fighting. Other times we fight by sticking up for ourselves verbally. Whatever it is we're doing, we are doing some kind of action defensively against a real or perceived threat. Flight. Our flight response is one of our more animalistic responses. Rabbits, for example, have evolved to be fast so they can escape quick predators like foxes, who are also evolved to be fast. When we can't flight or we don't connect to another response form, we take flight, meaning we run. People can experience this in an unhealthy way when they become conflict avoidant entirely and never stand up for themselves or fight in any way. Freeze. Threats, real or perceived, can be shocking. Instead of fighting or running, threats can create a sort of deer in headlights sort of response. Another animal that uses this response, and often to its own demise, is the possum. So when it's being approached by a car or a human, a possum will fall over and play dead. Freezing is just a sign that the brain can't process what's happening, so it simply goes into shock until it can't decide what to do next. Flood. Comedy movies tend to use a situation like this to make light out of a dangerous situation. My group might be held hostage or encounter some sort of dangerous scenario. Each character embodies a different response, but often they're including one that breaks into hysterics. So it kind of catches the predator off guard, and the person can't help themselves but get overly emotional. This is the flooding effect, where we're flooded with emotions that just need to be released. Fawn. Now, as a verb, the word fawn means to act in an exaggerated way in order to gain favor or advantage. Fawn is most often used in this way in a statement like, they fawned over the celebrity. For someone facing a threat, to fawn is to strategically or perhaps subconsciously submit to the threat and the demands of the threat. In order to avoid hurt, pain, more fear, or other consequences, sometimes fawning is the answer. And lastly, fatigue. This is the least well-known response to a threat. When the body and the brain are so overwhelmed by stress, the response to fear, the body can shut down. Fatigue is total exhaustion of mind and body. Some people become very sleepy in the face of a threat and feel like the only thing they can do is sleep.